Okay, the hamster. I read them all. I find I find the best quality cringe material just for you. I read it, I digest it, and then I spew my own bullshit back out at you to see what you think about it. So before we get into this article, and perhaps it's coincidental. I don't think that's a word. Yes, it's not. Perhaps it's coincidental that Coach Greg Adams has a very, very similarly themed live stream that I will link below. It's great stuff. This guy's on fire. It's fantastic. But I came across a study about why women aren't getting married and people getting married and all this other stuff. So let me start out with this. Now, some people do not believe in the Pareto Principle that human beings are not beans in a warehouse and money and all this other shit. But the Pareto Principle simply says this. On average, 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers. You know, it's been sort of verified empirically, right? With respect to dating, we had a couple of surveys that came out with plenty of tuna fish or, bumblebee tuna or some of these some of these sites. Women on those sites rated men 80% below average in looks. So all the women on the, Bumblebee Tuna are looking at the top 20% of men. And that's simply the Pareto Principle. 80% gives you 20%. Now, in the case of dating, 100% of women want 20% of men. Now, unfortunately for the bottom 20%, ladies, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get the 9s and the 10s. You're not going to get the athletes. You're not going to get the rich guys who have all the 6s and all that other stuff. Sorry, it's not going to happen. But for the rest of the 80% of women, there's always a chance that one of these men you desire, he's the, square-jawed, over 6, has to be over 6 feet, absolutely has to. He's got status, money, one or the other, or both. He's got the fancy car. He's got the big, whatski. And all of that other shit. Yeah, there is a chance, a 25% chance, that you're going to be banging this what we like to call alpha guy, but he's a high status guy, right? And some people might say, why would a high status guy bang a 49er? Sometimes, the menu is empty, so there's nothing going on. I know. Slumming sometimes will work out. So here's the basic premise of what I'm saying. 80% of females can probably get 20% of the top men. Not land them, there's a whole big difference, but get them to a little Holland Tunnel action, little hot dog down the hallway, because it's not that hard for women. You just have to show up. I mean, come on. But here's where the problem exists. Those men are not going to write a check, as Terrence Popp says. Because, ladies, you just need to... I'm not trying to be mean. Now, we hear all the time, oh, the red pill, those MGTOW incels. Yeah, they're all evil and shit. No. Women can benefit from the red pill, too. Not just in dating, politics, in what the hell is really going on. Tear the mask off your face and look around and say, wait a minute. I think I've been lied to. Things aren't as they seem. Some of the guys come out and they're, oh, women are this and women are that. And no, all women are like that, blah, 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 blah. But I think there are some, and I like to include myself in it. I am trying to help. I am. Not necessarily out, chasing women, but you're a fellow human being. I want you to be happy. I don't want you to spend your life in misery and regret and, cry over, a couple of boxes of wine every night before you go back to your corporate slave job. Oddly, being enslaved to a husband is oppression. Being enslaved to a boss is freedom. Oh, my goodness. Propaganda. I was just reading Edward Bernays' book on propaganda. You know what? I'm going to link that below. You might find it interesting. 80% of women have a possibility of banging the top 20% of men. However, when it comes to signing on the dotted line, getting the ring and the wedding and the honeymoon and the dress and the bridezilla shit that you really want to do, your chances exponentially diminish when you get near 26, 27 years old. I mean, you're still looking good. You're still fine. Don't get me wrong. Other women desire this guy. And girls 5 years younger desire this guy. I hate to tell you, feminism lied to you. Men do not want to marry and invest and have children with someone who has a lot of mileage. Oh, but men do it. Only the men you desire do it. And even some of them don't. There are some morals left in the world. So the problem comes in. And here's where my advice is. And here's where, if you're 25, 6, you're still looking good, you're fun, you want to have a good time, whatever, you have a pretty good chance of getting hooked up with one of these men. And I mean, for the whole deal, the marriage and all that stuff. By the time you get to 32, 33, your mileage is racked up. The odometer broke. I mean, at this point, there's nothing left. We don't know how many miles you have on because it fell out of the car. The vagina odometer doesn't work anymore. It's stuck at 3. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. But my point is, I want you to get everything you want. Have a child, get married, have a couple of kids, be a grandma someday, live your life and be cool, right? The problem is when you're 33, you're still saying, I want that top 20% of men. Just like 80% of women who exist want that man or those men. And honey, sweets, when you're 33, dude, if you desire me that much, someone who is 23 desires me that much. Which are you going to choose? Just saying. I'm just pointing it out. Because there seems to be this disconnect between reality and what women think. Oh, God, I'm terribly, terribly not sorry. So here is a story in Yahoo. Do I have to share with you that the story is trying to blame men for not being good enough for all these wonderful womens? Do I even have to say it, guys? It's always men's fault. It's nothing she did, ever. No consequences allowed for the whammons because they're perfect angels. Fewer people are getting married because there's, here we go, a shortage of economically stable single men, according to a study. I wonder if a lot of men aren't getting married because there aren't enough low-mileage women willing to... Oh, no. Come on, hamster. Why are you always picking on the women? Women can possibly have no possible reason they add to this conundrum, this problem. It's not that women are out banging everything until they're ready, and then when Prince Charming isn't around, it's the men's problem. A new study published in the Journal of Marriage and Family. Can you guess who contributes to this journal? Would they have majored in nothing important? I'm just saying. Well, they may have one explanation as to why marriage is on the way down. There aren't, and here is, and I'm going to stop right after this because this is all you need to freaking hear. There aren't enough economically attractive men. I'll put the link below. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.